Good afternoon, guys. At this moment, I feel like it's a little bit difficult to get started on my editing. I didn't think I would start this live stream, but as I've said before, and as that has become a catchphrase, as I've said before, now I forgot what I was about to say because I was thinking about how the term, like I've said before, has become a bit of a catchphrase for me to the point where I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, yeah. Pretty much I've said that live streaming just is a great way to get out of my head starting to get started, yeah, getting started on this editing right now is the hardest part, and so now that I'm recording myself, it's like just jump into it, just do it. Talking this out, all right, so I don't know how long this is going to take. I approximate 3 to 8 hours. That's a good time frame to shoot for after doing evening. Yesterday is not going to be treated like a procrastination day. Yesterday was a good break day where I did some studying and I talked about what I learned in my yesterday's live stream, which was good. And now it's about getting started again on this fresh new day. And so I've narrowed it down, thankfully, that pretty much the only important task today, this 3 to 8 hour editing, of course, getting some nutrition in, and also the working out, the editing, and the 15 minutes of working out, as I took about almost a week break from working out last week. And I worked out yesterday. That felt, and the day before, that felt good. All right. So let me talk this out right now. I have the editing in front of me. It's the tasks that I have to do before I start the timer. I'd be too overwhelmed to think like this if I wasn't had the camera on myself. Shit like that. All right, bro. Firstly, guys, firstly, might be a little off topic. Does my hair still look pink? I feel like when I look at it in the mirror, it looks red. But on this camera, it looks pink. But this is also a very small screen that I'm looking at right now. In the mirror, it looks red, and I dyed it, what, a week ago or so. Whatever. That's a little off topic. Anyway, so the three editing tasks: adding images and videos into TV Fights 7, adding images and videos into TV Fights 8, as well as the second half of the TV Fights 8 interview. And the third task is importing and editing together TV Fights. Sorry, the others I was talking about is Doctor Who Fights. This is TV Fights, the third one. It's a lot, kind of overwhelming. And again, by next month, I am gonna be entering a little bit of a new transitional, sort of changing, a little bit of a phase. I'm gonna be moving apartments at the end of next month, so adapting to that. Really, the main thing is thinking about how I'm gonna be categorizing, organizing my days when I'm gonna be having to live back at home for some time before me and my parents can find another affordable apartment for me. Pretty much, they're not renewing my lease because I'll tell you guys, because since I've been living here since December 2024, a couple of times there were complaints about me smoking out, the smell of me smoking outside. So that's the reason they're not renewing my lease. So whatever, that's a thing. Not gonna make me feel discouraged. Take accountability for it. That's good. Take accountability for friendships of mine that have failed, not having any good friendships, any support to rely on, only having myself to rely on. Sometimes that's hard, but whatever. Like I said, this outlet of live streaming, it's almost a small thing, but it's also the biggest, most important thing right now. Because, like I said, the most important thing today, for today, yesterday, and the day before, so much done as someone like me should be doing. And anything more procrastination, anything more of a break is just procrastination, laziness at this point. So, yeah, I forgot the point that I was trying to make. Oh man. Oh yeah. And then couple of video ideas that came naturally to me that I need to write down that I could get done pretty soon. Let me write that down on my Google Doc. I should be. Should I be some things about me I should be proud of? Yes, but also whatever. All right. What day is it? July 30th? All right. Top 10 movies I've seen this year so far. All right. Just wrote down some potential future video ideas that are good. Let me go ahead and look through here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. One of these videos that I'm writing, it's a different type of video. I'll talk about it another time more, but opening this tab is gonna be really nice. It's nice. All right, man. Yeah, getting started was literally the hard part. Now we are kind of in flow right now. Yeah. I'm gonna start the timer soon, guys. Just let me find the Google Docs that I'm trying to open here. Couple more. TV fight. So many Google Docs that I've already worked on. Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chip. What a day. The theory that with things like YouTube Shorts, people only remember the peak moment, people only remember their favorite great moment, and then the rest of it, like the beginning, middle, they pretty much forget about. It's a theory. That's interesting. Because with Louis Buñuel, like that surrealist director, I can't I can't describe the plot. I'm I'm about to just randomly read this synopsis of Louis Buñuel's surrealist film that inspired a lot. It's called An Andalusian Dog. Go check it out. It's like 18 minutes, I think. 21 minutes. Okay. A man sharpens a razor and tests it on his thumb. He gazes at the moon, which is about to be bisected by a thin cloud. A young woman stares straight ahead as he brings the razor near her eye. A cut occurs to the cloud passing in front of the moon, and then a close up of a razor slicing her eye open. 8 years later, a young man bicycles down an urban street wearing a nun's habit and carrying what's a nun's habit? Oh, it's the uniform. And carrying a striped box with a strap around his neck. The woman from the first scene hears him approaching and casts aside the book she was reading. She goes to the window and sees a young man lying on the curb, his bicycle on the ground. She emerges from the building and attempts to revive him. Later, she assembles pieces of the young man's clothing on a bed. The man then appears near the door with ants emerging from a hole in his hands. The androgynous young woman pokes at a severed human hand in the street below the apartment while surrounded by a large crowd. The crowd clears when a policeman places the hand in a box previously carried by the young man and gives it to the woman. She stands in the middle of the street, clutching the box where she is run over by a car. The man in the apartment seems to be takes sadistic pleasure in the accident. He gestures at the woman in the room with him, leering and groping her. Oh god. The woman resists him at first, but then allows him. Oh god. Oh god. The woman pushes him away as he drifts off and attempts to escape by running to the other side of the room. The man corners her as she reacts. reaches for a racket in self-defense, but she suddenly picks up two ropes and drags two grand pianos containing dead donkeys. What the fuck? Stone tablets containing the Ten Commandments, two pumpkins, two priests who are attached to the rope. The woman escapes the room. The man chases after her, but she traps his hand, which is infested with ants, in the door. She then finds him in the next room, dressed in his nun's garb. At around 3 in the morning, the man is roused from his rest by the door buzzer. The woman goes to answer the door and does not return. Another young man arrives at the apartment, gesturing angry at the fist. The second man forces the first to throw away his nun's clothing and then make him stand with his face to the wall. 16 years ago, the second man admires art supplies and books on the table near the wall and forces the first man to hold two of the books as he stares at the wall. The first man eventually shoots the second when the books turn into a revolver. Of course they do. The second man, now in a meadow, dies while swiping at the back of a nude female figure, which suddenly disappears. A group of men come and carry his corpse away. The what the fuck is happening? So he was had some art supplies that turn into guns and then shoots a guy and they drag his corpse away. The woman returns to the apartment and sees a dead's head moth. The first man sneers at her and she retreats and wipes his mouth off his face with his hand. What? His armpit hair then attaches itself to her to where his mouth has been. Ew. She looks at him with disgust and leaves the apartment while sticking her tongue out. She exits her apartment. The street is replaced by a coastal beach where she meets a third man with whom she walks arm in arm. He shows her the time on his watch, and they walk near the rocks where they find the remnants of the first young man's clothes. They walk away, clutching each other happily. The couple are buried in sand up to their elbows. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's insane, man. Some conspiracy about how the guy in the episode of iCarly, the iCarly Awards, how the photographer looks like Jeffrey Epstein. That's a dumbass theory.